Hey, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
Boss.
Better Call Saul.
That's right.
Yeah.
The fantastic premiere of Better Call Saul aired yesterday at the time of this recording.
And now I
it
feel
was
like
fantastic.
cinnamon buns.
Let's talk about our history with Breaking Bad. You watched it as it was.
Dexter, me.
Dexter
Yes.
You
was
watched
watching
it normally.
Normally.
Well, no, I watched it.
When did you start watching it?
I watched it before, like the like I had a season. And I watched a season and a half, like live on TV. Normally, I watched all the rest on Netflix.
Okay.
And I binge watched it in about 2.5 weeks. Pretty tough time in my life.
Yes. I was the same thing.
When you binge watch the show, it affects.
It changes
I was watching
your opinion
Breaking-
on morals.
You. Yeah.
I was watching Breaking Bad. It was like a year after it was over, or a few months after. And just on a whim, I put on the season premiere, the first episode, and immediately I was like, "Oh, this is good."
When I was watching the first season, I was like, I had like chest pains, like and a cough.
Yes, and
because I was like, "Oh no, I'm sick. I'm not well." That's how the show affected.
I would watch it with my girlfriends, and she would. I'm gonna give my girlfriend a nickname, Eri, because
Okay.
that's her name in Mario Kart.
Okay.
Okay, because I hate saying my girlfriend all the time. So Eri
I
and
hate it too. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I think I hate Eri more.
Get ready.
Continue.
My imaginary girlfriend, Eri.
Yeah, she lives in Canada right now. She's too busy to come down here because of her modeling career.
We were watching it, but it stressed her out so much that she had to stop. And
Wow.
so without her, I binge watch the rest. But yeah, it's like it gets so dark, and like
Yeah.
you start feeling for all the characters, like you know them.
See, that's funny though that you said that. Like that Eri have reacted that way because my wife,
Wifey.
right? I'm not saying wifey. That makes me sound like a queer.
Yeah.
So basically, my wife, I had already seen it, and I was like, oh yeah, you gotta watch the show, it's fucking awesome. And then we watched like the first like 1.5 or maybe 2 episodes. She couldn't get into it, and I was like, what?
Oh, really?
But she wants to watch it. I think she was just distracted and not in the like mindset to like pay attention to it. Because I know, because when
that the
she
worst when
gets
you-
like sucked into things.
You try and show your significant other a show that you're really into. I just
Then
remember,
she falls asleep.
or she's on the phone
All the
nonstop,
time.
and then
that
she looks up and
too.
goes, "What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know, sweetheart. Maybe you should fucking watch the TV."
Who said, what's going on? Why is this character dead?
Yeah.
What do you mean, why is he dead? You just watched the fucking first 3 episodes.
I know.
Or then what happens is,
This character.
this is getting into another direction now.
happens.
But this is what happens now. So
does.
I showed my wife Dr. Strangelove, which is, a very important movie to me. It's one of the...
Which we've watched together at least 80 times.
That's like...
Hand in hand.
That's probably
While cuddling.
That's probably like when you said like, oh, what's your favorite movie of all time? That's probably it. That's a very hard question to answer, but that's important to me. Answering that movie is like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
Never seen it.
No,
don't.
I'm not even gonna bother. But anyway,
When you
I
show
tried,
it to him, you know what he's gonna say.
he's gonna do the same thing my fucking wife did.
He's gonna be like,
No.
"This is stupid."
No, yeah. Oh, or no, he's
isn't
gonna be
funny.
like, I don't like black
you
and
say?
white movies. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be. No, she couldn't get through it. She thought it was boring. Okay, I'm like, what do you mean boring? This is the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life. And oh my god! And then now what happens is though somewhere it came up about
Kubrick, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't understand. So somewhere it came up, and I was telling someone like, "Oh, you got to watch Doctor Strangelove. That movie's amazing, and I think you'll love it." And then my wife, she's like, "No, it was. I don't think you'll like it. It was. I couldn't get through it." And then that's what drives me nuts even more.
I prefer that because I hate couples who agree with each other on everything. I like that.
But don't undermine me. Well, I'm telling someone, like, I'm suggesting to Oxnard to watch the movie, and then my wife comes in and it's like, no, don't watch it. It's terrible. And my husband's opinion is shit. Oh, it drives me crazy.
So Better Call Saul opens up with an awesome opening,
Cinnabon scene.
black and white, which Boss loves.
Yeah. Well, no, I like Twilight
Oh, God,
Zone.
I hate when people
I like
say
the
they
Twilight
won't
Zone
watch
in black
something
and
in
white.
black and white.
Working at a
after the
Cinnabon.
events of Breaking Bad.
Yes.
So we see, where is Saul Goodman now? And he's working at a Cinnabon in Nebraska.
Exactly
And
what he said in Breaking Bad.
Yes, that's right.
Like he was, he kind of like
makes a crack about it.
after Walter White, they got the guy to like hide him away or whatever.
They're like in that like bunker for a few
he
days together.
meets Saul, and he just makes a passing comment saying like, I'm going to end up working at a Cinnabon in a mall or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where he ends up.
And so
And he sees this guy who he thinks is like a hitman, but he
I like his
walks right
mustache
by him.
in that scene, by the way.
great. He's got the thinning hair. On
Bob
the top.
Odenkirk is looking good.
Bob Odenkirk is. Let me just say, Bob Odenkirk. I've loved him for years.
Yeah, you've said this
I'm a
before.
huge Mr. Show fan. So he was fucking. This was
And
great.
his balls are so glistened because of Dexter.
Yeah, I'll lick him any day of the week.
You were saying, boss?
Oh, I just said the hitman. He thinks this guy's a hitman,
admit
but
it.
he walks right by him and he just goes and hugs these people because he's all nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
Then he goes home and
watches his
he
advertisements.
closes the blinds so that nobody can sneak in and
So
see,
that-
oh, this guy is Saul Goodman.
that
And
little
he watches
shoebox-
the commercials.
Is like the remnants of his past life.
Right.
That's where he
Yes.
keeps
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
That's what he gets.
And then you see the only thing that's in color in that is the reflection of the television
Yeah, yeah.
of his commercials that you can
And one
only
little
hear.
thing I liked about that, it almost looked, they placed it right at the bottom of the lens of his glasses, so it kind of looked like tears a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was
Interesting.
everything with Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad had so many tiny little details here and there.
Yeah.
So now I'm watching this show and I'm trying to find like, oh, they set up because they slaved over every single shot to like make sure like it had
they had to.
like even here like the little bit of soap dripping out of
Yeah.
the soap dispenser and stuff. Anyway, after that
How about
goes
that fat cop, huh?
well. Let's get
The
you
bailiff?
get to the court scene.
Right.
Oh,
that's
so
where-
so
that's where I am.
basically the court scene was amazing because everybody's waiting around. He's performing his
they know he is.
his closing arguments to an audience of
He's
urinals.
he's a defense attorney.
yeah,
He
a
has
public defender.
he has to defend this. It was so fucking
Yeah.
dark and like
These rapscallions. Oh, remember when you were 19?
Right,
So you
yeah.
got a little out of hand. I remember I was up to no
he's-
good. But you're gonna straighten yourself out. Everybody does this kind of stuff.
because his defense was good. It's like, oh, this guy doesn't care if you go on his property.
Yeah.
He said it. We have him saying
and
that.
I love the other lawyer. What I love, like, he doesn't say a word.
Never
Right,
said,
yes.
Dave. Dave. He's like, come on, Dave.
He pulls out the TV.
Yeah.
He pops in the VHS tape, and what
Just when you think he had a good defense for them,
Yes.
you see this.
It
And
is
what's
like-
funny is like, oh, criminal trespassing?
Yeah.
Come on, Dave. Really? That's a charge a
my
little
God.
out of order. They're in a morgue or like a funeral
Yes.
home, carving up a body. They cut the head off, and then they had sex with it.
yeah, I was
God.
like,
These
oh
people
my
should
god,
get the chair.
that is so awesome. How
Oh,
dark
my
and twisted
God.
to start off. That's like
That was
sets
unbelievable.
The perfect
Imagine
tone.
I know.
defending them.
He's forced to defend them, and then
Yeah, he had no choice. And then you see he only gets like $700, and he talks about it later. He's like, I had to go like the whole 9 yards. He had arraignment, trial, everything, and he got $700 for the whole thing. And then you see his amazingly shitty car, which today online all I saw were articles about this car because people were fascinated by the car Saul Goodman drives.
Oh, what kind of car was it?
It's a Suzuki Esteem.
Oh, okay. You know what's a show that's famous for like its particularities for cars is Archer, the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
I was reading an article like every single car in Archer is a very specific model.
Oh, interesting.
Because I think one of the writers or the creator is like a car enthusiast.
Well, it's the same guy who behind C Lab 2021.
Yes, yeah, I remember you telling me
and
that.
Frisky Dingo, which I never watched that one, but
Yeah,
But,
Frisky had that same art style.
yeah. But anyway, so that's a oh my god, that was so. And then he comes out after he gets a shitty 700 that he's complaining about, because he explains.
And the
everything
woman
like,
says like you could have split it up into 3 trials.
yeah,
Where's
it's
the
like,
defendants?
yeah. And then he drives out, and you see like the beautiful white, pristine Cadillac, which is like the same kind of Cadillac that he drives in Breaking Bad. And then he just keeps walking past it to that piece of shit car
Yeah.
with the black smoke that puffs out. And then he can't even get out of the parking lot because Mike is there
Mike
from
is there.
Breaking Bad
Yes.
as the parking attendant, and he's a real stickler about the
He
validation.
needs 5 stickers.
Yeah,
you
he
only have
needs
4
6.
stickers.
No, it was 5, and he needed 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh
was
man.
cool.
And there's just like all the dialogue and the writing and like the same kind of like quips and attitude. You can see like the foundation for Saul's character in Breaking Bad here. But he's also so desperate in this. Not the same desperation so you can see like the basis for it in Breaking Bad. But it's so subtle. Like they did such a perfect job of like, hey, this is what I don't know how they did it, but they perfectly outlined this character in the first episode. Like you can see the foundation of who he was in Breaking Bad, but he's not that guy yet. I don't know how they did that.
I'm trying to like Vince. It says here Vince Gilligan is the creator.
Yeah,
but is he a writer on the show?
Yes. In the credits,
so
he was credited with writing. It was him and somebody else.
Okay, that was something I was iffy on because I was like, oh, Vince Gilligan is like they just say, oh, is a character
like a Dick Wolf kind of situation with
like
all the Law and Orders.
Yeah, like a spin-off, but like the guy who made Breaking Bad, it really has no writing.
Yeah, that's like That's like a Dick Wolf thing to me, like Law and Order, and then Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal Intent, and it's all Dick Wolf, but he doesn't write or direct them. He doesn't have anything to do with it. He just created it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad he's writing it then. He meets up with these two clients.
In the diner. So it's like a treasurer for like the
he's a treasurer,
county or the state.
A $1.6 million discrepancy or something, and he's trying to get them
accounting discrepancy. Yeah.
To sign so that he can be their lawyer. The wife, I guess, there's some
He's
history.
about to sign. He clicks the pen, and Bob Odenkirk is literally licking his lips.
Yeah, the slow motion.
Yeah,
and the sound effects.
And then the wife's like, "Hold on, honey." Blah blah.
Well, she puts a hand on the thing, and it's like boom.
Then you find out he goes to this other law firm, which has this. There were a couple things that I was a little confused about in this episode.
I
Maybe
rewatched
you guys can clarify for me.
Yeah, I'll try and clarify, because I was watching it again today.
So I'm going to get into this now. So, right, we talked about how he met with that couple in the diner, right, that he was trying to sign, this husband and wife, and the wife stopped the husband from signing the paper. So then he goes to this other law firm, right, which is 3 names, and the last one is McGill. Saul Goodman's name is not Saul Goodman's name.
Right.
He's actually James McGill.
I think
But that wasn't the law firm that he's actually affiliated with.
No, his law firm is in the back of an Asian nail salon.
Right.
Next to a water heater.
When I saw when I saw him walking in, I thought, oh, he used to be affiliated with this, but that's not even the case. He represents this man, Chuck, played by Michael McKinley, who was fucking amazing.
I think the guy, Chuck,
yeah,
was like his father's friend.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
That's
I was like, is there
from
a relation here? Because then...
And I think, like, Chuck... Because as you see, like, Chuck apparently has suddenly become, like, a paranoid...
Yeah, so wait. So let's clarify real quick. So Bob Odenkirk receives a check. He has this crappy office in the back of a nail salon. He receives a check.
I love how he tries to get the water, like it's a water...
Cucumber waters for customers only.
Yeah, customers only. Like, a little
and
touch
he
like that.
He talks in, like, Korean or whatever language is native to the owners of the shop.
Yeah, he comes in.
He's like, hello, ladies, and then...
checks his messages. There's no messages.
No messages.
It's
like, all the mail is past due.
No, it's like me signing on to the Shooting the Shit email to see if we have any like YouTube comments.
Come on.
It's like you have no updates. All right.
You don't have that many past due notices, do you?
No.
Okay. His credit cards are maxed out. He's got all the past due notices. So anyway, he looks and he receives it. He's got a check made out to him from this law firm for $26,000, and he rips it up. Okay. Then he goes to that law firm, right? It's a beautiful building, swanky offices, and he goes. Everybody knows him there. He kind of barges past the secretary. He says hello to another person. You can see they don't want anything to do with him. And then he starts talking to like these partners about this guy Chuck, who was affiliated with the law firm. 1/3 of it is his, and he deserves to get this $17 million for cashing out. But they're saying, like, no.
A thought that went through my head, and hopefully someone listening can clarify it. I thought Howard might have been Chuck's son.
Oh, I don't know.
And I was almost thinking that it's an estranged relationship. And then I was thinking Saul's father.
I don't think so.
No, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know why I picked up on something.
I don't think so. I don't think that any of them are related. See, I don't know. It's a little bit confusing to me. So he basically goes
clarify
in,
it.
and it's like Chuck is they're talking about this guy Chuck getting better and coming back.
Yeah, first
but
they
Bob
set it up
Odenkirk
like they make you think like, oh, does he have cancer? Is he?
He's gonna beat this. They say he's gonna beat this. So I thought my first reaction was like, oh, this guy is that Saul knows is like in some sort of legal trouble. So he's kind of stepped away from the law firm.
See, my mind went immediately to like a terminal disease.
An illness, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out he's mentally ill. And,
yes, he's become a recluse, and
and he lives in this house, and he has to. So I love that. So
He
Bob
first-
Odenkirk pulls up. He puts his keys, his cell phone, and everything.
Like, no electronics,
Yeah.
nothing mechanical apparently is allowed in the house.
And he puts it in a mailbox. Then he grounds himself.
Yes.
Before entering, and then he has to light gas lamps.
Yeah.
And you hear typing on a typewriter. And Michael McKinley, whose character's name is Chuck McGill, the same last name as Saul Goodman's character at this point, is typing away. And then that's the person he's been
Maybe it's an
representing.
uncle? Could he be an uncle?
They never make a reference. And then what
I was
confused me more was that he's saying that like he should not go with basically all right, hold on. So what happens is
There's a lot to talk about.
there's so much to talk about.
And what's funny is, like,
I'm
the next
trying
episode-
to blow through it.
Yeah, the next episode is going to come on, and then we're going to want to talk about that.
I know. So I know I'm racing. I'm sorry. I know I'm just trying to race through it as quick as possible.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
But so basically, then you find out that Chuck does not agree with how Saul is trying to like
Get him his
kind
money.
of cash Chuck out of
Right, he wants to
of this
still
law
be a
firm.
lawyer.
Right, he wants to still stay, but it's like $17 million. Bob Odenkirk is totally broke. He's seeing the dollar signs as well.
Right.
But see, what happens is I'm unclear of the relationship between Chuck and Saul Goodman at this
You can
point.
tell-
They have the same last name, but I don't know if there's an actual blood relation there, or if that's a coincidence, because then Chuck is convincing he's already aligned himself with this big law firm that he's part of founding, and he's saying like,
he's
"Oh,
all
you should
about-
practice under a different name." You know what I mean?
Right.
Not McGill. And that's what was so throwing me. I was like, are they? First I thought, oh, they're either brothers, or this is maybe like a father or an uncle, like you were saying. I thought there was a blood relation, but they don't allude to that at all.
Or like a friend of his father who was also a lawyer, and he opened up the law firm with the guy or something.
But that's because he says, though, that's his name. Like, you shouldn't practice under James McGill. And he's like, but that's the name I was born with. He says that.
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Tom!
Hey, Fred! Morning!
Your pants are looking a bit bulky today.
Oh, yeah, you noticed my new pants, huh?
Ah, we've been neighbors for years. Haven't seen your pants that bulky. In the back, at least.
Well, the wife just picked him up for me down at the local convenience Ergoslav Mart.
Do tell!
You see, I'm shitting in my pants right now.
Oh.
That's right. I'm not just fertilizing my beautiful Kentucky bluegrass lawn in suburban America.
And I'm not just watering the lawn with my hose.
You old rascal.
So, you said your wife bought you a product?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got distracted by our beautiful lawns. See, I'm wearing something new called toilet pants.
Toilet pants!
It's like having a potty in my pants so that I can do duty in.
Well, I gotta get a pair for myself.
You won't even be able to comprehend the liberation you feel of not being confined to the prisons that are the modern bathroom.
I'm uninstalling my toilet today. Honey, get the keys to the car. We have a purchase to make. Now, Tom, I've heard some stories out of school about these toilet pants.
All lies. See, toilet pants allow you to do virtually anything. You can go to the store, climb a mountain. Toilet pants allow you to fish. They allow you to swim. They allow you to mow the lawn while you're shitting in your pants. Why, heck, Ethel and I have even made love while I was shitting in my toilet pants.
Well, Tom, I'm sold. Scruffy, what do you think?
About the skaters.
Yes, the
So,
other
yeah.
plot in the episode. There was so much going on.
I'm sorry I raced through all that.
That's
I was
okay.
just trying to get through it quickly.
Yeah, get that.
These two skater guys, the scammers.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Carrot tops.
Basically, Saul is driving his car, and he's trying to like make flower arrangements to send to the people he was just meeting with.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, boom, a guy flies into his car.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept waiting for something.
Yeah, you
you
knew
kind of
something was
sensed
gonna
something
happen
was
'cause-
going to happen.
yeah, that
But
shot,
then I
yeah.
was like, oh, maybe not. It went on for so long. I thought, oh, no, they're not going to do that. And then it happened.
Yeah, when things drag out, especially in Breaking Bad, that would happen too. Like things felt like it was a little dragged out.
But it's always good because then you're like, oh, this is obviously like going to be a car accident. But then it goes long enough where you start to doubt yourself.
Right. Saul immediately, like, he asks them questions like how much you want, and then he immediately picks up that they're just faking it.
Right.
Yeah.
When he says $500.
But later on,
So at the law firm, he when he was there, he sees that the couple he was meeting with in the diner they're now going with this big law firm.
Right.
So he's like, all right, he has an idea.
and he's definitely there's a relationship with the blonde woman.
Oh, yeah, because he comes out of the elevator, and she's in the parking garage, and she's smoking a cigarette, and he just grabs and starts smoking it.
yeah.
And he's like, can't you just... And she's like, no.
Yeah. So
I thought maybe they had a relationship. Or... See, I don't know. One thing I was confused with, what is his relationship to these people?
There's more to be revealed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It was a great pilot because it just left you with all these questions.
Yeah.
You just want to know. He utilizes these two scamming skaters. He finds the scamming
He tells
skaters.
about Slippin' Jimmy, right?
He confronts...
Slippin' Jimmy.
He tells the Slippin'
He,
Jimmy story.
Yeah.
He finds them in like a skate park, and he says, how would you like to make like more money?
$2,000 instead of like $630-something. They say was their biggest take.
Yeah.
So basically, this woman, she drives a baby shit brown car past a certain point.
It's sandalwood. Sandalwood.
Okay, he's like quizzing him, what's the license plate, what's the color of the car. So they do the whole thing, and the whole point is like trying to get...
They're going to scam her, and then he's going to show up and be like, "Oh, I'm a lawyer. Oh, what are the chances? I was just passing by." And it's like, "Oh, no, I could help. Oh, you want me to take the case?
Right. Just make them look good,
yeah,
in the hopes that now she'll allow her husband to sign whatever contract."
Right. See,
they do it to the wrong car.
Confused. See, here I get confused. So basically, Saul is outside her house. Right, stalking her. They conceive a whole plan.
Yeah. Right.
They plan everything out. She turns down this road at this time. You guys will be here. You go in the car. Yeah. So then you see her get into this car and drive away. Then he ducks down. Gives them the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
And then they do the whole thing. The car drives by. They land in front of it. She never gets out of the car. She just takes off.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she just did that. So,
I love that part.
So the skaters follow her. They're calling Saul, and they're like, she just took off. And they're like, where's your sense of humanity? Yeah. They're going like, what the fuck? And then, so she takes off. They're following her.
Or something?
That's a felony.
They pull into this, they're calling Saul like, oh, she just took off. They're explaining the whole thing. We're here. And then they're like, oh, that's good. That's more money, Saul's saying. And they're like, why do we need him? Click. Hang up on him.
Yeah.
He tracks him down. They followed this. But then a little Hispanic woman gets out of the car.
It was just a coincidence. It was just another car doing
Yeah,
the same thing.
I was like, when did the switch happen? Yeah.
No, that's
because that was such a specific car.
Oh man! Well, see, that might be something that's going to be revealed later
Yes,
on.
I think.
Maybe that couple had something to do with Tuco or something. Well, at the end, the big reveal is it's Tuco's grandma.
So
I guess.
so Miho is Tuco,
right?
And like they basically the car pulls up into the driveway of a house. The skater douches show up, and they're like, "Oh, you got to pay dinero, righteous dinero," and they're
dinero?
like, she's like, "Oh, Miho," she's calling. They go into the house, and I was like, "Oh shit, these guys are like something is going to go on with these guys. These guys are in trouble." Saul,
they're fuck ups.
Saul tracks him down, but Saul tracks him down, goes into the house. Oh, knocks on the door, and he's like telling him to open up, and then a gun's pointed in his face. Yeah, that was hilarious. And a gun's pointed in his face, and then he gets pulled in, and you see Tuco sticks his head and looks around. That was the big reveal. And you're like, oh shit. But okay, so that was the two things I was confused with were, what is the relationship between Chuck and Saul, and then how did what happened to the car? When did this switch happen?
It was either a switch.
I mean, how did this?
It was just.
Like, how was the maid
might
driving the car, or how was this completely different person driving the car, unrelated to the original woman? I don't. I was so confused.
Here's my prediction, and I what's unfortunate is that this video is going to go out after this next episode, where it might
the second one
be proven wrong. Yeah, after the
we're basically going to have.
I have a feeling the guy who embezzled the 1.6 million or something, he has something to do with Tuco and his drug thing.
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
The switch in the cars is like has something to do with that.
That's a good guess.
My original thought was like, oh, it's just a coincidence that was a brand new car, but now, as you were talking about it, I do think, that couple has something to do
Did
with
they make
Tuco.
a switch? Because that's such a specific kind of car,
Because
and they
it's a
go
specific
over
car.
that car over and over again.
But he did know that she goes that way every single day, so maybe she does something drug related, or gets her, or lets them use her car, or some shit.
Because
like
she's
that.
acting very...
But you see her get in the car.
But no, maybe she drops
Yeah,
it off.
she might have been
Oh,
going
she might have
somewhere,
switched
and
it.
a
Yeah,
switch is
Yeah.
made.
part of whatever.
Yeah.
they do.
Like you can tell, like she's very.
I bet
like,
we're gonna find
But
out
the
like
big
she's
thing,
banging
I think
Tuco.
the big hint is like
No, she's probably like some drug kingpin or
Saul.
something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be like
Saul.
it's gonna be like
Like a Fring?
Pollos Hermanos
whatever.
guy, where like you never expected this
What's
guy.
that guy? What was that guy's name?
Oh man,
Was it Fring or
Fring?
something?
Yeah,
Gustav.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think the hint though is that Saul knows that she goes that way every day. It's like just like a route. or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is Breaking Bad related? You know, some bizarre out of nowhere reveal or twist is gonna happen.
That's the thing, though. And when so we were talking about it before. When I watched it, I was like, okay, it was good. You know what I mean? Like, because there's so much like build up to it because it's a spinoff of Breaking Bad, and everybody considers Breaking Bad one of the greatest shows ever made. So
it's definitely like my top 3.
it's in
television
everybody's
shows.
like
Yeah.
it's either everybody's number 1 or like top 3 or 5.
Breaking
or
Bad,
whatever.
Battlestar Galactica, and Lost for a while.
Lost depending on what season
Exactly.
you're talking
Then
about.
Lost did something
Yeah.
weird.
But yeah, and I was like, and then over the next 12 hours, as I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, like is it on a 9?
10. So
10.
10.
All right.
All right. Better Call Saul.
Saul,
Not
Sal.
Sal.
Better call Sal.
It's a horrible spin-off series.
Oh, it's all Italian mobster guys.
Hey, what's all going on over here?
Oh, I got another body. Better call Sal. Clean his shit up. Fungool. Where's the gabagool? Oh, anyway, I was saying how, like, over the next 12 hours, I was like, as I thought about it, I was like, holy shit, this is. I liked it more and more as I just thought about it. Like, I liked it more thinking about it than I did when I actually watched it. And then I realized,
way it
like,
always
this
is,
is a really good show.
Yeah, because there's a lot of hype behind it, and it's like immensely popular.
And sometimes that can, like, ruin it because you set your expectations so high.
Right.
And then you're disappointed.
No, but also
It didn't
because
disappoint.
usually things that are like very popular and like everyone's looking forward to it aren't usually that deep. Oh, the other aspect, I was reading a review. It was talking about like how Breaking Bad and this show, it's like this cultural phenomenon that's going on in TV shows. It's like the demanification of men.
Oh, yeah.
It's like showing men being forced to like not be men anymore. Stuff
They
like that.
lose their, like,
Cojones.
humanism.
Yeah, like they cut
Like,
your
they become
balls
more-
off.
Right, yeah. They dehumanize. They become more animals than
Yeah.
anything else.
Whereas, like, back in the day, you would have, like, the Fonz, like, he's the man.
Yeah.
Do no wrong. And, like, every show or every movie was, like, about a guy who's, like, the best, and he's going to kick everyone's ass.
Now they're becoming more like Game of Thrones characters.
Yeah, now you're watching these men who are basically torn down. And you even said
They become
before,
savages.
Boss, you said you felt bad for
Yeah,
Saul.
I felt so bad for him.
But you're supposed
When
to.
he was going to his office, I was like, oh man, he almost got that deal.
One of the things that when I saw an article that was talking about the premiere episode, and I made a great point about how Breaking Bad would show you like ungodly amounts of money, like so much money being made. And you think about like Walter's like that. Fucking storage space that he rented out with all that, like the mountain
Bill
of money
Burr and,
and Tiny, whatever his name is, the
Tiny.
enormous gentleman that was with Bill Burr that they literally sit on the
Yeah,
money.
they lie on top
I
of
don't
it.
know if he was bigger than the bailiff.
Oh, he was bigger than the bailiff.
That was a great. See, we could talk about Breaking Bad for like hours, but the one great thing about Breaking Bad is like he just reaches a point where like the amount of money he's making, he can't even use that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it becomes a burden. It's like I
Yeah.
have too much.
Yeah, it's too much money.
Yeah.
I'm
But
so
anyway.
good at doing this illegal activity that I can't even help my family, which was the sole
Right.
point of me doing it in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the best parts of the show is too. It's like because he's a regular person. And he's like, oh, okay, sure, I'll do this, and I'll help my family for when I'm gone. But then he's like, oh shit, you got to launder the money and all these kind of things. There's all these things that you don't
That's
think
I love
of.
the. I know a lot of people don't like Skylar, but I really like the
yeah, she's a
evolution
bitch.
of that character and how she just becomes like dead inside, and it's like, okay, I'll just help you do this. We need to open up.
She becomes a partner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, and yeah.
But so you have that juxtaposed with Saul in this first episode, and the guy who wrote the review, I can't remember who the author was, but he makes a great. I don't know. I can't. Yeah,
I read things and I forget. Oh, I should probably.
I'm like, I forget things. Like, where did I read that? Or did I read it?
Just on a Post-it note under a table.
But basically, he's showing like he made the point of like you see these ungodly amounts of money in Breaking Bad, and then you see in Saul like these pathetic amounts of money, right. and it's like right in your face, so you're relating right to it. Like
he puts the check right in the window.
Front in your face, $700, and that's it. And he's got that shitty car, and he's got nothing. His credit cards are maxed out, and he has the shitty office.
His car looks like it's like
in the
worth
boiler room.
$500.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, it's worth $500. There's a $300 hooker.
And then you see he gets this $26,000 check, which to me, I was like, oh, nice. He's going to use that for something. And then he rips it up because you don't understand there's something else going on. And then when you compare it to the fact that he's trying to get this 17 or whatever it was $1 million, you realize like you're dealing with the peanuts and the desperation and the brokenness of Saul here. And then it was just the comparison of Walter with, and you see like so mountains of money, you know what I mean? Right. And all the money. It was just, that was like a really great point to me.
Yeah. Well, overall, Better Call Saul.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Fantastic. Very pleasantly satisfied.
Sorry we tried to breeze through this first episode because we're the second episode as we're recording. This is about to start.
I think we hit pretty much every topic, and
but I felt bad because I was like speed rushing through all of the whole episode.
We thought it was going to start at 9, but
but it's not. Yeah, so we got time. But
okay.
Anyway,
well, I'm Oxnard.
I'm Dexter.
Boss, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, do you have final thoughts? You liked
Nope.
it, right?
It was pretty good.
After we're glorifying it, he walks in. It was all right.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I'm not fucking it, but it was good.
You're not fucking it. All right.
Okay.
Not fucking it.
There you go. Well, that's the balance of this.
All right, so you'll hear us talking about episode 2 shortly.
I'm at STS Oxnard.
At STS Dexter.
At
the STS boss.
At the STS. I don't even know my Twitter name.
He
I
tweets
tweet while I watch.
He tweets about 5 times a year.
But while I watch, see, if I watch next time, I'll probably do while I watch it.
Anyway.
All right. And so, bye.
Bye.